Mexico is one of the most dangerous places in the world to be a journalist. 8 journalists have been killed there so far this year.
When I leave with the idea, with the simple fact that going after the story is a risk.
At least 61 journalists have been killed in Pakistan since 1992, according to the Committee to Protect Journalists. In many countries, reporters are targeted simply for doing their jobs. The high-level panel of legal experts on global media freedom, convened by Britain and Canada and endorsed by the United Nations, is calling for a global system of emergency visas for journalists facing persecution as one of 9 key recommendations.
What we're talking about here, in the great majority of cases, is journalists who are under immediate risk and need to move, often just temporarily, to safety until the risk against them dies down. Seeking safety at that point is the only way for those journalists to avoid a number of potentially very, very serious harms: kidnapping, forced disappearance, arbitrary detention, violence, or even assassination.
Relocation is not easy. Obtaining a visa for another country can take weeks and is often expensive, with no guarantee of acceptance. Those seeking political asylum must usually first arrive in their destination before applying, impossible for many journalists subject to persecution.
The international framework for safe refuge isn't working for them.
Journalists are often forced to seek alternative routes to safety.
Often they're pushed to maybe flee to a neighboring country, maybe where the border's more porous, and the journeys are just difficult and dangerous.
Safe refuge has been granted in the past.
For example, during the Iraq War in the mid-2000s, the government introduced visas for individuals, including journalists, who had ties to American companies because they were being targeted. So you see certain responses by governments occasionally.
The panel of lawyers is calling for such a system of refuge to be formalised and rolled out among states committed to the protection and promotion of media freedom. Henry Ridgwell for VOA News, London.